Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Boulder. Special welcome to those who are joining us here in person, and a welcome to those of you who are joining us online. It is our pleasure to spend some time with you each Sunday, so thank you very much. Is anyone here at Unity of Boulder for the first time? If you are, raise your hand. Oh, we got someone down here. Keep your hand on up if you're here for the first time, and one of our ushers is going to come down and give you a gift, and it's just a gift bag that kind of tells you, right down here, Sylvia, that just kind of gives you some more information about Unity of Boulder. And we got another one over here, Sylvia. All right, thank you. Welcome very much. I hope you enjoy the service. We got a few announcements of upcoming events here at Unity of Boulder. We were going to have a potluck today, but for various reasons we just had to cancel it, so we are not having a potluck following today's service, but we are going to have one on Sunday, October 15th. That's not next Sunday, but the following one, so we will definitely be doing that, and we'll be doing that instead of going to the Mexican restaurant down the street. So sorry if that was any inconvenience, but there was just no way we could put it on today. I know we're a little ways out from December and from the holidays, but we are doing our annual holiday wreath fundraiser, where we get the nicest wreaths possible made, but we can only order them. We have until October 30th to order them because they are handmade and they are of the highest quality. You can order those in the bookstore, or you can call over the phone and we can set you up with it. They're a $40 donation, and they just help raise funds for keeping Unity of Boulder going. So definitely check that out. Santish and I get one of those wreaths every year, and they last. We put it up usually early December, and we don't take it down till late January because they're so pretty. Let's see, last but not least, I'd love to say thank you one more time for everyone who voted to make Unity of Boulder the best place to worship in Boulder County with the daily camera. It's absolutely fantastic for us to win that award year after year. It's just a great way to expand this place and get more people seeing it and finding it. So that is a fantastic thing, and thank you to everyone who voted. So now I would like to welcome out today's special music. Her name is Patricia Bahia. She is kind of a big deal. Her music has been in countless TV shows. Some of those have been Pretty Little Liars, Riverdale, Nashville, Love is Blind, Selling Sunset. She's also a voting member of the Grammys. That's true?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are absolutely pleased to have you on our stage, Patricia, but don't forget she has CDs and jewelry and shirts outside here. She is a mentor and muse to so many musicians. I just didn't even want to write the list down, and there's a lot of names you'd know. So Patricia, welcome to our stage. Take it away.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Unity of Boulder. This is my first time here. I'm very happy to be with you. We're going to start off the morning with my song, Every Day is a Gift. We're all living with the terminal condition called life. No matter how I try to fight it, can't deny it, no one gets out of here alive. Every golden sunset fades to black. Never know if it'll be the last, but I know I've only got one chance to live this precious life. Every day is a gift. Every day is a day is a lesson. Every day is a chance to live. Every day is a gift. Every day is a lesson how to live. Every day is a chance. Whoa, sit it out or join the dance. Every day is a choice to lift your voice, to love, forgive, to live. Every day is precious. Every day is precious. Every day is precious. Every day. All right. How are we doing? Do I have a little feedback happening here? Are we good with the guitar? Okay, let's go with it. So this song's called This Is My Tribe. I wrote this with Harold Payne. And the great thing about this song is it is a sing-along. So when we get to the chorus, I'm going to ask you all to sing along. The lyrics are super simple, and there will be up there. It's This is my tribe. This is my tribe. This is where I thrive, where I come alive. This is my tribe. And then we're going to spell out the word tribe. So everybody can, no matter how young, you can spell T-R-I-B-E, right? Yeah, cool. All right, so here we're gonna start it off, and you'll see where you need to sing. We come together, it's meant to be. In this moment, this point of destiny, we got each other's backs, walk in each other's shoes. These are my people, my brothers, my sisters, the family I choose. This is my tribe. This is my tribe. This is where I thrive, where I come alive. This is my tribe. Can you sing that with me? This is my tribe. This is my tribe. This is where I thrive, where I come alive. This is my tribe. Let's spell it out, shall we? All on a journey, feels like home. And wherever we go, we know we're not alone. We share our burdens, lift each other up. There for each other, come hell or high water, no matter what. This is my tribe. This is my tribe. This is where I thrive, where I come alive. This is my tribe. All right, so man, you keep going. divide the room. Okay, so this side of the room is going to spell out tribe, and this side of the room is going to sing the lyrics. So can we get both the lyrics and the spelling on the screen at the same time? We don't need the spelling, do we? Okay, all right. Let's just do, this is my tribe over here, and spell it out here. So we're going to start here. Oh, this is my tribe. This is my tribe. This is where I pride, where I come alive. This is my tribe. You guys keep going, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4. T, I, E, E, my T, I, E, E, my T, I, E, E, my tribe. Let's do it together. 1, 2, ready, go. T, I, E, E, my T, I, E, E, my T, I, E, E, my tribe. This is my tribe. This is my tribe. This is where I cry, where I come alive. This is my tribe. Thank you so much for singing with me. That was awesome.
Thank you. What a wonderful, fun way to start. Gorgeous music. Oh, thank you. That's sweet, thanks. So she came highly recommended by many people, and then she reached out a few months ago, and I'm so happy to have you. It's really an honor to have you, yes. Patricia Bahia, for sure. So this is my tribe. I mean, that's just like right where I was going to kind of start. My talk title today is Getting Out of the Endless Cycle of Healing. And we're going to get back to that in a second, but it kind of started, I wrote this sermon after talking with my daughter, who's 15, almost 16 years old, and we were on a talk, and she was talking about her girlfriends and how much they trauma load on her, which I'd never heard such a statement, like they're just always trauma loading on me. And I was like, that's an interesting way to word it, but that they lead with their pain bodies, with what's upsetting them all the time. And very often she doesn't feel that she's listened to for her own issues because she's kind of become the counselor of the girlfriends. And that doesn't surprise me because I was in that same position in high school as well. I was always counseling all my friends. And but I said to her, there's no point in calling the name trauma, downloading or loading if you're not giving them steps to start healing the issues that they're facing in their life. And the main common thing that they were talking about was not being enough, right? That starts early on, especially as women, on the physicality, on the outer directedness. There's more of that, like, I don't feel pretty, I feel fat, I don't feel like any boys like me, like those kind of long-winded things. And I asked my daughter, when did you decide that that wasn't something that you wanted to lead with, to share that you don't, because I know she doesn't feel like she's the prettiest or the best or one of these things. She's like, I just have always known, because you raised me, that if I speak to that I'm going to feel worse and worse about myself, that it will actually add on to this inner dialogue of something negative about myself, and I want to be really powerful this lifetime. So she's now been putting it back with her friends and sharing with them, why is that all you want to share about yourselves? Like, one of her girlfriends is like a prima ballerina that's going to be going to San Francisco before she even graduates from high school to go to a specialty school. This other girl is a guitarist that's beyond, like, she's really surrounded by extremely talented young ladies, and yet the self-consciousness is what they're leading with in all of the development and work towards their talents that they're sharing. So my talk title is titled, Getting Out of the Endless Cycle of Healing, right? It really starts there, So often, I know, especially when we're in a spiritual path where we are self-responsible, right? So in unity, we don't look that some God outside of ourselves is going to fix any circumstances of our life. We understand that it's the Christ potential within us that heals absolutely everything in our lives. So there is a lot of responsibility in taking note on what we are sharing with ourselves, what we're thinking about ourselves, what we're believing about ourselves, and then what we're saying to others about these topics, right? And then it goes beyond that when we start to talk about spirituality and consciousness. What are we harboring in our consciousness, right? Because then we're building the subconscious that drives every aspect of our life. And if things are going really well, then you've been speaking really well about your divine potential in this world, your divine development, your divine, all of it, right? But it always starts in that first part of how well we feel about ourselves, and do we believe that we deserve to have an incredible life? Do we believe that there's signs and symbols of spirit divinely speaking through us, through nudges and urges and dreams and intuition moments, you know? So it was just an interesting thing to hear that beginning part, because I think a lot of our cuts happen in those teenage years, right? In those early middle school, high school years. It's kind of the beginning, unless we have childhood traumas with parents and alcohol and things of that nature. So there's deeper ones that are earlier on, but most of us remember middle school and high school, and all of us had certain years that were difficult during that time and may have formed a concept about ourselves that was less than, instead of one that is super empowered and knows our worth, right? A lot of us are at this age and still working on trying to know and live from this worth. Because if we are the perfect children of God, then we are only pure potentiality, right? But we have to believe that. And we have to live from that vibration, from that energy. And when we step in as this empowered light being that God decided and made us as, nobody more than another, all equally, then that's when we really start to experience this spiritual life from a beautiful, high consciousness being that only allows all of that goodness into their life. To be conscious is to experience life as we currently know it. When we are conscious, we possess an understanding that we are living, thinking, and feeling beings, and that we are a part of a greater form of existence. However, this is the most that general definition of consciousness can agree upon. Various religious figures, scientists, and philosophers all have their own unique definition of what consciousness truly means. I should have brought my glasses out here. I didn't make this type quite big enough, sorry. Somebody's getting a little older, unfortunately. And I'm not going to judge myself about it. Oh, goody, this fun part of life. All right. Various religious figures, scientists, and philosophers all have their own unique definition of what consciousness truly means, what its relevance is, and how far it can manifest in the human psyche. Would you mind going to my desk? They're sitting right by my big computer. Thank you. We humans are considered unique from the rest of the animal kingdom, as we are the only living creatures known to think beyond our basic primal instincts and to conceptualize life abstractly. Unlike other animals, humans have spent thousands of years conceptualizing life in a far more profound way. Despite this added connection with higher levels of consciousness has also paved the way for some uniquely human struggles. We all find at times that we can become caught up in our heads, worrying about things that have already happened and stressing over things that cannot be changed. We all know that one, right? Worrying about things that haven't even happened and stressing about things that we seem to think that we can't change, right? By gaining a better understanding of how our consciousness operates, we're able to rectify some of these mental burdens and seek closer connection with higher, more enlightened states of being. Thank you so much. So, in our prosperity class, we've now moved through many different aspects of how we start to really align ourselves vibrationally with the law of attraction. Because now we know that the law of attraction has changed, that we we don't move into the law of attraction by will. That used to work until a few years ago, and then there's been a conscious and cosmic shift. That now we move into the law of attraction through surrender. So it's a much deeper avenue for igniting the light of this energy of like giving and receiving, giving and receiving. We can manifest from thoughts and words and feelings, but then we also have to then drop the idea of exactly what we want so that the universe can give us more and more of the potential that we probably can't see for ourselves at this time, which is really exciting because it really is like, if it's not this, then it's something better every time. If it's not this, like we're kind of thinking that it should have worked, we put our feet underneath it, we're meditating on it, we're visualizing it, we're affirming it, and we're being it, and yet something isn't moving, that this is the time where we sit with Spirit. Being present to the signs and symbols and learning the language of this greater power, this greater love we call God, Source, Spirit, whatever word makes you feel divinely connected from the heart, right? So the difference is that now we have to learn the language of the universe, right? We know that we're heading into the new earth. We know that there's so many signs that that's happening. We know that we've been in a world that has been filled with discord and that we are finding more and more peace in the midst of that discord. Many, many of you are, and I'm hearing that feedback from my class right now. But can we completely really get to this point of living in the eye of the storm while the world still has these turbulence and really becoming the vibrational change that collectively, as we all do that, dawns this new earth, right? So with each level containing a transmission of presence, you can embody practices to activate your full remembrance of spirit and to assist you in integrating your spirit into all aspects of your human experience. It's an opportunity to walk through the doorway of embodiment, to end cycles of suffering, and to activate the light and life of your own inner healer. So you can be someone who has been healed, not someone lost in endless cycles of perpetual healing. And I speak to that because it has been cycles of perpetual healing because there was so much we had to move through for the last few years. And many of you were moving through stuff and we were healing stuff and innately deep stuff. And it's been hard, right? So people would probably say in the last few years, it's been a difficult time. Navigating this spiritual world in this discorded world has been a hard time. But when we realize that it's belief and it's choice, we now have been getting stuck in this senseless cycles of suffering because it's become now kind of natural to be going through a dark night of the soul almost monthly instead of every 10 years. Aren't we kind of tired of that? Yeah. So we have to get stuck, we have to get pulled out of that loop. We got to stop that loop, and we have to recognize right now and look at all you've attained, all you've created, all you've achieved in this last few years. Like, start to celebrate where you are now from where you were maybe 3 or 6 years ago, like taking an inventory on where you are now. And that's not a plateau. That's just, this is a jumping off place for like total expansion, right? So it's exciting. It really and truly is. But now we have to realize we have to stop these cycles of constant healing and really making choices. I've been saying that in the last few weeks. Are you going to choose from the light and the Christ consciousness, the Buddha nature that you are, and expect that you are in the pinnacle of the universe always trying to give you that which is your unfoldment, and not look at the little discords that come up and give all great meaning to that, but look at the little lights and the good moments and the signs and symbols that is literally divinely guiding you constantly, ever, constantly, right? Like when we really, really, really live from the divine lens, when we really, really, really can look from this bigger picture, every single day you will have a sign and a symbol that Spirit is absolutely communicating with you. And yet, you can choose to look to those signs and symbols and then design your day and your life off of that. Or you can watch those little breaks where it wasn't the signs and symbols and then just sit on that and and ponder that constantly and recreate the old life over and over and over again, right? So it takes self-control. It takes meditation to really awaken that light bearer, that being that lives from signs and symbols of light, and to express that in this world, right? But when you're getting caught up and you're finding yourself still feeling anxiety and you're still feeling all of the cracks in life, then you're not in your source and center of your spiritual good. It's just a really easy sign to know that you're not living within the design that you were meant to be living in. The sleepless nights, the anxiety, the anger or blow-ups or the energies that nobody wants to be around that's coming out of you, or even just you're feeling inside, are the sign that you're out of alignment of this greater power, this greater love. And so it's really kind of nice to start discovering the signs and symbols of how Spirit speaks with us. So the most important teacher is our own heart. Our heart does not lie. I know in the Bible it says the heart can be deceitful. That's really speaking more about relationships and seeing the Christ potential in people, that you're not listening to your inner guidance, that they're not necessarily your person. They just might be really sexy and hot, and we're distracted, right? My parents always used to say that the heart is deceitful about every guy that I dated in high school. And at one point my dad said, Cynthia, you seeing this Christ potential in every guy that you're seeing is really screwing up your life. So thank God I'm out of that, and I have Mike, and I have the greatest marriage ever. But just, I kissed quite a few frogs before I got through that experience. So no, the heart does tell you the truth when it really comes down to it. And honestly, all of those people that were not meant for me, my heart was telling me the truth then too, right? But it was a shelter, and it was a way to avoid oneself. It was a way to not have to feel my loneliness in this world because my love for self is non-existent, right? And that tends to be the case why a lot of people get in relationships. So to look for all the time Spirit is reaching for your attention. Transforming information is coming to us through inner urges, through dreams, through conversations, even through social media these days. I had an experience this week that was profound, where I was in the middle. I have a lot of things I'm doing behind the scenes, getting some book stuff going. I'm doing a lot, and I'm writing a lot, and I had to get some material for something else that I needed to do, and I just sat down and I felt like I had nothing else to write. You have those moments. It's like I really just needed to go play out in the woods, and I really couldn't. My job and my life was saying, no, you can't. You have to keep actually working. And I was like the little girls be like, I just want to go play, And so I opened up social media, and there was a woman who was in her car, and she started crying, and she said, "This is for you. If you're watching this right now, this is for you." And I stopped and I watched it. And every single thing she said to me was profoundly what I needed to hear from Spirit in a way. I mean, to the level of, I won't go into the details, they're way too private, but I was just sitting there in tears, and she's crying as she's sharing this message for someone else. And I'm sitting there, and then she goes, "And then did you just see that the sun just dawned, and right outside my room, my office, the light just came in my office." And then she goes, "Did you see the number 1111? And it's 1111 on the clock," as she's saying. I'm like sitting there going, oh my gosh, it was so, and I don't know if 5,000 people watched this transmission of what this lady shared. That doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is what she profoundly shared touched my heart so deeply and was so validating a question I was having for Spirit, right? And it lifted me, it filled me. It said, everything you're doing right now is exactly where you're supposed to be. It's all in divine order, right? And I saved it. And then a few days later, I was speaking with a friend, and I said, I want you to watch this video that I got the other day, and it was just touched me so much. And this particular friend knows the levels of my life, the busyness at the moment. And we were in nature, and he watched it. And he's crying at the exact same point that I did. I mean, and he's like, while it says that the sun now shines, all of a sudden it breaks through this tree where we're standing. I mean, it was just, and it was like right around 11:11 again. It was like, this was just so profoundly, this experience, this video. And once it ended, he looked at me and he said, you know what, Santisha, the only thing that video was missing is that she didn't say, Santisha, this is for you. And right when he said that, my ear rang so loud, which is such a massive validation sign of spirit, validating thoughts and feelings and spirit. And I'm sharing this because when you start to listen to spirit, like you have your ways to get that moment where spirit's validating what she said is true. Whether it was a transmission exactly for me, it was for me. I don't question whether it's for me, and I don't care, 5,000 people, it's exactly what they needed for them. I knew with everything that I am, I needed to hear this, like, it was like 10, like maybe 8 minutes long, it was long. But for him to say that, and then my ear just rang, and it just lasted for so long, I just got chills, and I started crying again. It was like, spirit is so amazing, this divine nature that's within us, and our spirit guides, and our ancestors, and I have a best friend on the other side. I think of one, I have a son on the other side. Which one is it? It doesn't really matter. The energies of spirit are communicating with us, and they're validating us, and they're building us up while we decided to be here during creation at this time, which was really brave of us, by the way. Really brave. And I also don't question whether we were chosen for this time. I know that there's not a person that's sitting in this room with me, and when the people that I pass, where I have these divine moments of unfoldment, that we are chosen. We chose to be here at this time. We were very aware from a soul development level that we were going to come in at this time, and we're all going to play different roles during it. And so when we feel less alone and realize that we do keep skinning our knees and we keep growing and we can feel our expandedness and all these good things happening and the difficult and all of it, that it's all meant to be. It's all meant to be. So we have to trust the wave we came in on. Time's not running out. Because we got kind of hurried up into this cycle where we felt like we had to move through energy, and we were moving through a lot of energy for the last few years, we have to now stop. There is no hurry. We did have a big, we had to do a big leap in consciousness. So many of us went through big losses of friendships, family members, loss of children, crises, divorces. It's the big things that happen that cut us so deep that make us have to really be with self to reveal what we are here to do and be. And we don't usually do that when life is well. It happens when life is really hellacious. And I'm saying we don't have to keep creating that. Just learn all the juices and all the juicy things you needed to by this one thing so you don't create another one. Because this is where we stop the endless cycle of healing and also the endless cycle of suffering. Let this be the one, the catalyst. Soak up, be in all of it, feel all the feelings, feel all the things that's brought up, because within it is plenty of nurturing energy for you to find your truth and to let it set you free. When we know our truth, we will be set free. So often those who feel like they are here for a reason sense that they were chosen to be here at this time. It may be subtle or it may be a force within. However, when one feels a direct connection from something deep within during these powerful transformative times, they don't get lost into fury of change and find themselves more anchored in the meaning and the call for all of us to see through a higher lens that is growing us and leading us to higher points of consciousness where true peace is found. The tides of your life are magnificently orchestrated to come in and out in perfect unison. Don't race ahead and ride a wave that was never meant for you. You will waste your precious time and energy when instead you could be enjoying your life right now in this moment. Everything has a season, and you're being called to trust the one you are in. Don't let impatience or comparison, competition or paranoia disturb the seas that are percolating right now. So my son right now, is in his senior year in high school. And he has one class this semester that will literally make or break whether he gets to graduate this year or not. And it's a class that he failed in his sophomore year. And he is in Algebra 3 now in his year, but he has having to make up Algebra 1 the first semester from sophomore year with the same teacher he had from that year. And that was not a symbiotic relationship. Something about him and her was not positive. And I didn't really ever think that this would be haunting us 2 years later. But it is an interesting thing to watch how I'm seeing him being stirred up in all the uncomfortable ways that this particular soul did 2 years ago. And so I've had to explain to him that this is a divine experience. You were not supposed to leave high school without completing something with this woman. Right? Edgar Cayce says there's so many souls we came in with, and they're some sort of soulmates, but some soulmates are here to agitate the living you-know-what out of us, to grow us. And we all know who that person is in our life right now, or we had at some point. And that he could step in and be the fullest, most heightened consciousness version of himself stepping in and change this relationship for healing, and that he would learn something that's going to bless him for the rest of his life. Because you're going to work with people that are going to be difficult for you in life. It's part of it. But if you think this isn't a God thing, it is. And so him having this revisit, and it's going difficult, but he's meeting it with love, and he comes to me, and we talk about seeing her liking him and seeing him as if he's not trying to get away with something. He's got this whole like paranoia that he's trying to be bad in the class. And once you get that stereotype from a teacher, it's really hard, and I think he was doing that as a sophomore, but that's not him now because he really wants to graduate, right? And having to change the image of who he is in her mindset, I'm watching a softening happening. Her emails have gotten softer. There's a more respect to the way she speaks about my kid when she's interacting. So I just share this as an example that when we have a learning situation, stick with it. Don't run from it, because the people that are hard for us right now, or the job that's hard for us, there's something in there that's a seed of change that's going to leap you energetically when you finally become the person that they're not seeing, and you become the expanded version of who you are. It's probably forcing you to step in to the highest consciousness you could possibly be in. They're pushing against it. They're grading you. They're pushing into this energy so that you go, no, I am the divine light. I am the divine love. I am compassionate. I am smart. I am available. I am fearless. I am ready. I'm ready, Spirit, to no longer have this adversity pushing against the same issue that I have within myself. I'm ready to not relive this anymore and really grow this limitation and this belief you've been harboring that these things keep getting called to your life for you to face. This is how we get out of the endless cycles of healing, the endless cycles of suffering. Sometimes it's just a matter of finding a balance between the feminine and the masculine in us. We both have both. And if you really understand energetically, sometimes we just don't know what else to bring to a situation. But think of any difficult situation you're feeling right now. And I'm going to give you the two sides of the soul, the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And you might see that there's something else you have to bring more of from one of those sides. Located in the left side of your brain is the masculine force. It is the part of us that is assertive, logical, analytical, doing, controlling, striving, projecting, hard, organizing, rushing, thrusting, always pushing us to survive, and has its origin in our minds. The right side of the brain is feminine, or that which is creative, which is delicate, intuitive, nurturing, receptive, tender, surrendering, synthesizing, integrating, soft, feeling, and the part of us that knows without explanation its roots reaching deep into the heart. So we look at the situation and we go, is there a little too much masculine? Do I need to bring a little bit more delicateness or softness or feelings or integrating more truth, more intuition? Or am I being too emotional and too feminine in the situation? Do I have to be a little bit more assertive? Do I have to become a little bit more projecting my stuff and saying that I'm worth something and standing out? And right, so we looking at those two sides, because when this is the yin and yang. This is the balance that we're seeking. And both sides are great, but out of balance they are not. We always think that divine feminine is better, but that's not true, because people that are only divine feminine get walked all over. And they forgive people for walking all over them, and there's this very soft, sweet, till they get that, no, wait a minute. I have a place on this map. I need to speak up here and say, no, I'm a badass. I'm not going to be treated like this sweet, loving woman or whatever energy. So they're both important to balance those out, right? So if we're needing more intuition about a situation, we have to open our heart space energy. To activate our intuition, remember what you love. Look around you to rediscover the things within your immediate environment that please you. Acknowledge these things and awaken your appreciation for the life you live. The truth is it's gratitude of the things that we already live with that we love. Even if it's hard to find something that you really love about your life right now, you can always find something. And to live in a state of gratitude for your children, your pets, having a roof over your head, having food in your mouth. Sometimes we have to look for little simpler things to add on to this law of attraction. And being in gratitude is a state of joy, peace. And in the Prosperity Secrets of the Ages, they say the most attractive quality in us is joy and peace. And the biggest deterrent of the law of attraction is negativity, complaining, upset. So when you become a beacon of a transmission of love and peace, we're getting divine help. We're getting divine encouragement. We're receiving all these wonderful gifts of the universe, right? So we don't realize how much love, joy, and peace are the attracting factors of the universe. So if we want more love, we have to be love and give it. If we want more money, then we have to see ourselves as prosperous, and when we have a little extra, we give it. It's all energy now. We're coming in with vibration, so we can't keep taking and taking from a universe that needs the giving and the receiving as supply. Right? If you have to give it, overly give it, and watch how you're going to overly receive it. But if you keep restraining and holding that which you feel like you don't have, you're going to live stuck. You're going to live apart, and you're going to live in stagnating water that doesn't move forward, and it doesn't bring your dreams to you. It doesn't do the law of attraction. It doesn't do anything for this opulent universe to give to you. Right? My parents would always say when they were in New York and they had no money, and they literally would live off this little olive loaf bread, because you see how skinny they are. They can eat like a half a bowl of oatmeal between the two of them, and they're like cool for the day, but it's all good. They're not... I was raised by these little monks, okay? But they do it out as little as possible. It's just a really interesting behavior. And it's sacrifice. It really is. It's definitely a spiritual practice for them to not overindulge in life at all. I'm a little bit more indulging because I think I was raised by, I was like, that sucks. That's not very fun. And my mom said to me the other day, I want to be you next lifetime. So I think I'm winning over here. She really did, which was she was being silly. But she said, I feel like you've had more fun this time than I have. And I'm like, I know I have. So I digress. Where was I? Love and joy and peace are these alluring qualities, right? So when they lived in New York, and they were both in show business and things like that, when they had no money, and they had like literally $2, they weren't giving 10%, they'd give $1 to the little Catholic churches they passed by. They always gave money, and it was much, much more money than the actual money they had. It was so little. And things literally would show up on their doorstep, like furniture that they needed, or literally they found a bag of money. I mean, they have so many miracle stories of when because they had faith that God would take care of them, and somehow a check didn't come through, and they were now like in dire straits, and they have a baby. They never went to go get government help or anything like that. That was just not their nature. It was just to rely on God for all their supply. And to go to that church, they were not church people at the time. They were Edgar Casey students. They were spiritual people, big time. But always when they gave that money, they would receive. And whenever I've had spells where I've had financial upsets earlier in my life, or I just kept getting speeding tickets or parking tickets, whatever the list of things, she'd say, "Are you tithing?" And I'm in my 20s, probably not really even attending the church at the time. And she'd say, "Well, the universe is going to take it from you if you're not going to give it freely." It's a very interesting concept, and it's not in any of the Unity books, but I'll tell you that I live by it. It's very, very true. You wonder why you keep getting into situations that are like out of your financial control, and you wonder why you're getting burdened by these things, because the universe is saying, give it freely. Give it back. Give back 10% of what you receive, and watch how that just keeps building. And that 10% that you're going to get 100% back, all of a sudden everything is fixed, and you forgot what you even did to make that happen. Because it's a faith. It's from a state of faith that we give. And then we get the blessing of receiving. And so it's all vibration. It's all about faith, and it's also about ending the cycle of suffering and being completely and totally healed here and now. I love you guys.
I'm so grateful for Unity, that is a place where we can hear and be part of this transmission of healing and transformation in our lives and in the world. A place where we realize that surrender has nothing to do with loss. I think a lot of people, when they think that surrender, are like, oh, I'm not giving up. No, when you surrender, you're giving up limitation. You're giving up that attachment to ego and fear. So today, when we're asking for this donation, surrender into that place like I am in the flow, and I know it is in giving that we receive, and I know that it is in community that we all can grow together. So we have all these ways here to give. There's just a big blue button on our page where you can do everything, trying to keep it real simple. So let's go ahead and take that energy, that gratitude, and take your hold in your heart or in your hands, your gift in your presence, and let's just bless it with this offering statement together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. Thank you and amen. And now we get to hear Patricia Bahia. Woo! And reminder again that she has stuff out in the lobby, so afterwards go by and check that out. Thank you.
We may not be in the same boat, but we're all in the same storm now. Tossed on troubled water, trying to get across it, make it through to the morning. I see the sun is rising up above the dark horizon. We put our hands and hearts together. No storm that we can't weather, nothing we can't do. 'Cause when we get together, we can make it better if we just get together. My sisters and my brothers love one another. We can make it heaven wherever we are. 'Cause everything's better when we get together. Everything's better when we get together. The future is ours and it's brighter than ever. Oh, oh, oh. Every day, every way, we're writing the future. So close you can feel it. Our hopes and our dreams, yeah, are coming into you. Oh, we all belong, the frail and the strong, the young and the old, the quiet and the bold, forgivers and forgiven, joined it all together, we can weather any storm. 'Cause when we get together, we can make it better if we just get together. My sisters and my brothers love one another. We can make it heaven wherever we are. 'Cause everything's better when we get together. Everything's better when we get together. Future is ours and it's brighter than ever. Oh, oh, oh. Get together. Get together. Get together. Now, now, now. Get together. Get together. My sisters and my brothers, can we get together? Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, now, now, now. 'Cause when we get together, we can make it better if we just get together. Sisters and my brothers love one another. We can make it heaven wherever we are. We can make it heaven wherever we are. Thank you so much.
Do you think that we could do I Release and then do We Are a Tribe again to close? All right, so we'll do I Release. I want to first let you guys know that we have prayer partners available to you today. So if you're facing a challenge, you just stay seated in your seat and they will come and find you and take you to our beautiful meditation room downstairs and pray with you. And if you didn't get a chance to put a prayer in the prayer box, it's right over here. So you can just write one down. There's a little sheet in your pew, and then you can bring it up here and put it in there. And it'll be prayed over for 30 days here with our prayer team, and then it will go on to Silent Unity in Unity Village and be prayed for another 30 days. So let's rise and let's close with I Release and I Let Go. Let's have Patricia join us on this. Here we go.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the
us to sing. Steve, are you up there to get the slides for that? Thank you so much. Here we go.
We come together, it's meant to be. In this moment, this point of destiny, we got each other's backs, walk in each other's shoes. These are my people, my brothers, my sisters, family I choose. This is my time. This is my time. This is where I find, where I come alive. This is my time. Oh yeah, let's do it again with this half of the rhythm on tribe and this half singing. One more time. This is my time. This is my time. This is where I find, where I come alive. This is my time. This is my time. This is my time. This is where I find, where I come alive. This is my tribe.
That completes our service. Have a beautiful week. I'll see my prosperity students on Tuesday. Jack's meditation class is on Wednesday night. And we will see you next Sunday. Love you. Bless you. Be safe. No potluck today, by the way. We're doing it 2 Sundays.